Hi, I'm Fran Asaro. Welcome to the Senior Tuber Incentive, where I come to you each week to speak with baby boomers, Gen Xers, mature people, anywhere from 40 to 80 or 90 each week, so that I can speak to those who need motivation, inspiration, guidance, have questions, and I want to be here for the community. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about why I do what I do, because there are only a couple of people out here that I know of that are teaching people how to get on YouTube later in life. But personally, I think it's a great thing to be doing this time of life, and because most of us have been groomed our entire lives to be doing this right now. We have so much wisdom, and we're in an era where we have the platform to do it. Everyone, when they get to be older, has wisdom. But not everybody has had the moment where your wisdom meets technology. And now you have basically a platform for you to let it all out. Maybe it's something you've been doing your entire life that you're not willing to give up, even though maybe you're retired or doing something different now. Or maybe it's because you've been having some kind of yearning or pull for years, but maybe you couldn't make enough money at it. Maybe it was just not a good environment for you to be that self-expressed, but now it is. Now it is sexy for a mature person to be out there expressing themselves on social media. I choose YouTube. It's my platform because it's the second largest search engine in the world, second only to Google, who owns it. And I use this as a platform for so many things where I can make money and get the most exposure. So that's my reason for having YouTube. Maybe one day I'll do a whole entire podcast on why it's YouTube and not TikTok and why it's not Instagram. They're all great, and I am on all of those platforms, but I'm here to help you have sustainability, because what I'm trying to do, besides inspire baby boomers and Gen Xers to be on a YouTube channel, is I'm trying to help them make some residual income, maybe something that would supplement your retirement or just help you even today, because you can actually start making money very quickly. You do not have to be a YouTube partner, which is the term a lot of people hear, that they have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to make money on YouTube. Well, that's one way, but that's not the only way. So I like to share that with you and answer your questions. By the way, I need to know what your questions are. For a long time, I've been making videos and having a podcast, but not always answering your questions. I didn't even ask them, because I just figured, since I'm a baby boomer, I knew what your questions were, but I don't. So I'm going to ask you a favor. Would you do me a favor as I'm speaking here? Start writing down some of your questions that you might like to ask me. The only way I'm going to know how to make better podcasts for you is if you tell me. So I'm going to invite you to put some questions or comments in the comments section. Help me learn about you and what you need. What scares you, what excites you, what you're already doing. If you have a channel already, share your channel. Let me go take a look at it and be a fan. But for today, I want to make sure that I speak to you from a place of you knowing how this all started, because you don't know who's been working to help you thrive, right? You just don't know me. Now, this isn't about my biography or anything like that. This isn't an about me. It's about what led me to this moment to make sure I'm speaking to mature content creators. If you want my biography, we can have that another time. Let me know if you want me to. Anyway, I am Fran Asaro. I'm the founder of the Senior Tuber community, but I'm also the president of Thrive Anyway, and I've been a personal and business coach for 20 years. But one day, after realizing that I had been a failure at YouTube since 2009, loving every minute of content creating, going through the fear that you might be going through the inadequacy and what am I going to teach and who am I to do things, I went through all of it just like anybody else, especially like, who do I think I am to teach somebody something that there are better teachers out there? And I bet you there are. But some people are going to need to hear me teach. And that's what I want to tell you. Somebody's going to need to hear you and what you have to say, even though there are 100 other people who are teaching or saying the same thing. Because you have it in your own voice and your own perspective, and you need to share from that place, not the way other people are doing it. So getting over the fact that you might not be as good as somebody else is important, because you never know what impact you can have on the world until you try it. I was also afraid that I just didn't look good on camera. I didn't sound good on camera. And now I have spoken about that many times. I have many videos on this channel alone that I made years ago that were not about the senior tuber. But I kept them there because I like people to know how far I've come. It was quite unusual, right? There was some that many of them that I had no microphone. And I didn't have a decent background, and I didn't prepare for them. There's so many reasons why all my videos were just mediocre. But even though I went through 10 years of what I call failing on YouTube, I don't know what that means, because I was having fun. And one day I became a YouTube partner and started making money. But I still feel like I was a failure because I didn't do it exactly the way I thought was going to be the most lucrative and reach the most people and have the most people around at the same time. Like they call it a niche, right? So if I was talking about so many different things, if somebody subscribed to my channel, it might have been because of a meditation, or it might have been about an audiobook, but they weren't signing up to be a part of one thing. So eventually I took formal education to get here. I'm in formal education every day because this is what I do and how I want to serve you. I want to make sure that you don't have to spend 10 years going through what I went through. Even though I was having fun and making money, I wasn't a success story. And I still have a success story ahead of me. But I'm still having fun, and I'm teaching and making money. So can I help you do that? Would you let me help you? Now, you don't have to do anything with the senior tuber community if this does not appeal to you. But stick around and listen anyway, because even though we have several platforms where you can jump on and learn with us, this is more about you taking the bull by the horns and getting out there and daring yourself to do something different. The reason why I say that is because even though I was doing this and coaching and still working when I turned 60, and that was a few years ago, I still would wake up and say, what's next? I didn't feel what I was doing was enough. I felt there was so much more to me than to just coach, right? And I bet you there's some more to me beyond the senior tuber. I don't know it. But right now, this is where I am, fully present. So if you come into something, maybe you have a few things that are inside of you. You say, I don't know if I want to teach or I want to entertain or I don't want to do any of it. It's okay. It's okay to start it, and it's okay to leave your legacy and then move on from there. But how would you know if you didn't try? And that's what I kind of want to do. The reason why this is called the Senior Tuber Incentive Podcast is because this is to give you incentive and motivation and inspiration and tools that you might need to get through some of those hurdles. And what's yours? What is stopping you? And why are you letting it continue to stop you? And I've mentioned this on many videos before, is that many of us are stopped, but when we find out there's a solution to it, or that we weren't as scared as we thought we were, or as bad as we thought we were, that people go off and running. Like when the day I gave up about sounding terrible on camera and looking not like I wanted to look on camera, the day I gave that up and I just decided to speak from my heart was the day I even started enjoying it more. And I started producing more. So I give lots of little exercises for you to make little videos, maybe 5 videos a day that are under a minute, and learn how to get used to what you sound like, what you look like, and how you present yourself. All along trying to get you not to change too much about yourself, because who you are, the personality that you are, is really what people need to see. It's authenticity. It's coming out now, especially this year is the year that people are practicing to be authentic, because they were doing performances and acting. And right now they're telling people to put your camera on and just go ahead and keep recording. And then if you want to edit it, you can, but it doesn't have to be over edited. So you can just have a free form driving in the car. Just pay attention while you're driving. Or doing a talking head thing, which is what I'm doing, because I just want to speak to you. I just want to look at you, and I just want to touch you. I don't want to be just someone you hear. I want to be somebody that you see. and then get a feel for it. And I have a feeling that your audience feels the same way. You don't have to sit here in front of a camera or a monitor. You could be walking around in the park. You could be cooking in the kitchen. You could be doing whatever it is you love to do. But you'll be talking to your audience, the people you really want to make a difference for, the place that you really want to land. How does that feel for you when I say that? Does that scare you? That's okay. It is scary because you think, what the heck can I do? I don't even know what I would do and how sustainable what I do would be. I promise you, most people go through that. And there are ways around it. We talk about that in our group. I do have a weekly group called the Senior Tuber Circle, where we get together and we talk about all the things that stop us. And we have formal education where we learn something. And we even have free education, free YouTube training library on the Senior Tuber Community YouTube channel. So the stuff is there that we're offering you. It's plenty of things that we do, from private sessions to free sessions. But again, this isn't about that. This is about, you have to be ready to do something. And I didn't take any formal training for years and years until one day I bought a book, and then I listened to an audiobook, and then I watched a lot of videos, not a few, and then I eventually jumped in and did some formal education when I felt the time was right and the platform that was offering the free training, it wasn't free, it was not free at all. The platform that was offering the training really touched my heart. It was something I wanted to be a part of. All I say is, if you're interested in doing something like this and you're feeling scared, then do me a favor and fantasize about what the next step was if you weren't scared. If I were not afraid to be in front of a camera, what would that mean? What would I do if I weren't afraid? If I didn't have the issue about not knowing technology, what could I do? If I didn't think that I had nothing to share that was of value, how would that be different if I didn't have to think about that as my hurdle or my stop? And just start inquiring, what would I be doing if I weren't afraid, if I weren't in doubt, if I weren't unsure of what I could do, and see what's on the other side of that. And if anything's there, even a little teeny piece of something that's there, curiosity, then come on over to my Senior Tuber Community Facebook page. There are a lot of people that come there who have never had a YouTube channel. It's free, and you just come over and start listening to people talk about what they're doing, what they're not doing, what they wish they were doing, and we offer a little bit of support and guidance there. That's it. Just come and see what's there for you. And we have people in our regular membership who do not have a YouTube channel yet and don't even know if they'll ever get one. But they love the class. They love the community. So at any place, if you need to be a part of something to decide, there are some places for you to go. And if you already have another place to go, I don't mind you sharing it in the comments, because I'm not the right person for everybody. And you will not be the right person for everybody in whatever you choose to do either. But I am so committed to you doing what you want to do. Go ahead and share away if you see somebody that's doing something that you think is valuable. Maybe they'll be better than me. Maybe they won't. But it won't matter, because somebody's going to like me better than them, and vice versa. Somebody's going to like you better than your competition, if you want to call it that, and somebody won't. And I'm inviting you to go out and try. It's almost like when you're going for a job and you're afraid you're not going to get the job because somebody's going to be better than you, and then probably surprise the heck out of you when you got hired over the person who looked perfect. There's something about you that's special, and there's something about you that I want to learn about for sure. I want to meet you, and I want to know what you're doing, and I want to help you through it. And so what does that look like? First of all, it starts with you asking me questions, because I don't know what you're challenged by. And then I offer a lot of places where you can get in touch with me, and that you can ask questions, share your ideas, ask for feedback. All I want to do for you, the one big thing I want to be for you is, when you think of anything for mature people to be YouTube content creators, I want you to think of me. Think of contacting me, asking me questions, putting them in the comments, as I said. Whatever way you can find your way to me that feels right. I offer a lot of ways between my email address and my groups. Stay in touch with the person who wants to help you. I remember when I was a realtor. For 25 years, I was a realtor. And I met a lot of people who were not ready to buy or sell their house. But I did tell them when they think of real estate to think of me. I wanted to be their go-to if they wanted to know who owned a piece of dirt on the corner. So they knew that I was going to be attentive to them. And I want to do that now. And hopefully you'll do that. But I want to say, when you think of YouTube content creating for mature adults, for baby boomers and Gen Xers, think of me. I have a team of people that can help. I'm available to help. And we also have a community of people who can help you. You're not alone, and you don't have to do it alone. And there are people who care and have been through it. And I want to invite you to join us some way, somehow. Whether it's subscribing to this channel and hitting the bell so you get notified every time we put up a podcast or a training video, so you can stay in touch. And you'll have an opportunity to share and ask. That's all I ask. But if you do see more for yourself here or for somebody else, I'm going to also ask you if you would comment or watch a video all the way through, or share this with somebody that you think needs to know this information. Somebody you know is really talented, really needs a place to be self-expressed, has a lot to contribute to the world. They're either educators or entertainers or both. I call them infotainers. But go ahead and get your feet wet. Let this be a community that you could be a part of when you have time, because there's no obligation to be a part of us. We're just here to make sure that if you're interested in being a senior tuber, and I hope that word doesn't offend you, if you want to be a baby boomer creator or a Gen X creator, or you're between 40 and 80, and we're looking for a 90-year-old to be a part of our group, but we do have our people as old as 82. So you're not too old, and we're going to love you. We're going to take care of you. And I hope that you stay in touch with us for that. So again, if you're interested, just subscribe, only if it's something that you think that you will follow, that you want to be a part of, and that you want to be maybe inspired by. Okay? Is that fair enough? All right. So there's a bunch of stuff in the description of this video that if you're interested about what we're doing, where to get in touch with us, what we offer for free and what we offer for a little bit of money, then go ahead and check the description. Okay? And I can't wait to see you again. Make sure if you are back for a second, third, fourth, fifth time, that you comment so I can say hello. All right? Again, Fran Asaro, founder of the Senior Tuber community, just waiting to help you along. Okay? Bye-bye.